Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. Also, if you want to follow TPM on Twitter, you can at TPM Videos. Now, Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom is home to many hidden secrets that bring the magic alive. In Adventureland, there's a little attraction called the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Now, we'll get to the physical ride in just a bit, but let's take a look at something that's more of a prop, but could arguably be considered the real stars of the ride: the spitting camels. So if you didn't know, in Adventureland at Magic Kingdom, there's two camels placed at the Magic Carpets of Aladdin ride that quote-unquote spit and squirt water at guests. Now, these camels are always featured on pretty much every list and top 10 video about Walt Disney World secrets. What a lot of people don't realize, though, is that they actually have a pretty long history at Walt Disney World that dates back to the early 90s, long before they even appeared at Magic Kingdom. So today, we're gonna go through Disney theme park history and take a look at the journey of the golden spitting camels, which includes going through some extinct attractions at Disney MGM Studios. Then we'll dive right into the myths surrounding the camels and get to the bottom of everything. So here are the top 5 secrets and myths of Magic Kingdom's spitting camels. Number 5. Aladdin's Royal Caravan. So let's start right back at Disney MGM Studios in the early 90s. Now, as a whole, the early 90s were a pivotal point in Disney history. From 1989 to 1999, this period was known as the Disney Renaissance period, which resurged the production of successful animated films for the company. Well, one of the things the company did to further promote their films was integrate the newest animated Disney release into rides, shows, and parades at the Disney theme parks. Disney gets a lot of flack nowadays with people saying they're copping out by using too many IPs, which stands for intellectual properties if you didn't know, at the theme parks. But Disney was full of IPs, especially in the 90s. And very little was known about the films these attractions were based off of, since they would open around the same time as the film's release. Well, one example of this was a parade called Aladdin's Royal Caravan. It opened less than a month after Aladdin was released in theaters and could be seen along the parade route at Disney MGM Studios. That's right, the park currently known as Disney's Hollywood Studios used to have parades. The good old days. Now, Aladdin's Royal Caravan was actually quite a fun parade that was designed to represent the Prince Ali scene from the film. Well, one of the floats were a pair of camels, and this is where their journey officially begins. In 1992, the camels made their Disney theme park debut in a parade float.
Oh, they look lovely, June.
They stood on a platform that was designed to look like they were being pushed by this group of guys whose feet weren't even touching the ground. That's truly Disney magic. The camels were always golden color, since in the song Prince Ali, it says he has 75 golden camels. But the MGM camels had a red saddle cover with gold fringes. Some would classify them as audio animatronics, but their range of motion was very limited to only one movement. Since the beginning of their existence, they were designed to turn their heads and spit water at guests, and they were actually already kind of famous in the 90s. Number 4. Full House. In 1993, an episode of Full House titled The House Meets the Mouse Part 2 aired. Well, Aladdin's Royal Caravan is shown in the episode, heavily featuring the spitting camels.
Oh, they look lovely, June.
Actually, in Part 1 of The House Meets the Mouse, the inflatable genie that appears at the beginning of the episode where Michelle becomes princess for the day is actually the first genie float from the parade. So Danny, Vicky, and the kids are watching Aladdin's Royal Caravan at Disney MGM Studios when the camel sprays water at the crowd and Danny gets hit in the face with camel water. So the spitting camels that are now pretty well known for unexpectedly spraying guests in Adventureland were once well known for spraying Danny Tanner along the parade route at Disney MGM Studios. See? They were famous way before you probably thought. But their existence doesn't end here. So during the 90s, when Disney created attractions to market animated films, they would usually debut on both the East and West Coast at Disney World and Disneyland, respectively. Although it was 5 months after the debut at Disney MGM Studios, in April of 1993, Disney also opened Aladdin's Royal Caravan at Disneyland in California. The Disneyland parade floats were pretty much the exact same, including the camel float. So in total, there were originally 4 spitting camels produced by Disney. After the parade at Disneyland ended in June of 1994, It seems like the camels disappeared from California, but it's a different story for Florida. Number 3. The Soundstage Restaurant. When Aladdin's Royal Caravan ended its run in August of 1995, the Spitting Camels found a new home guarding the entrance outside of the Soundstage Restaurant at Disney MGM Studios.
Don't they look lovely, June?
Now you might be wondering, what is the Soundstage Restaurant? Well, it's an extinct restaurant at the park in the building where Disney Junior Live on Stage is today. It opened with the park in May of 1989 and was a character dining buffet that served breakfast and lunch. You can see here that the camels pretty much look the exact same as they did in the parade, except now they were removed from their base on the float, and they lost the gold tassels on the ends of the saddle cover. Now what's never documented is if they sprayed water during their time at the Soundstage Restaurant. Looking at this short clip, you can see the camel's head turned sideways, so clearly the heads were mobile, but it never shows them spraying water. And when you take a look at the ground here, it looks completely dry. So it might be safe to say that during their time guarding the Soundstage Restaurant, they did not spray water. Well, the restaurant closed in November of 1998 to make way for Bear in the Big Blue House Live. And with the closure of the restaurant, the camels also disappeared after spending 3 years at the entrance. Now, the next time we see the camels at Walt Disney World, it wouldn't be until 2001. So from November of 1998 until May of 2001, the camels most likely spent time in storage backstage at one of the theme parks. Number 2. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin. In May of 2001, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin opened in Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom, and the Spitting Camels were relocated to their current home around this attraction.
Don't they look lovely, June?
Now, the ride was rumored in early 2000, which is only a year and a couple months from the closing of the Soundstage Restaurant. So they were most likely saved with the intention of using them for this Aladdin ride, or something else themed to Aladdin around the parks. This picture shows the ride's construction as of April 18, 2001, and right here is where one of the camels would be. So it's safe to say that they weren't installed until closer to the late May opening of the ride. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin features both camels, separated in different locations. One faces the spinner directed towards riders, and the other is located behind the ride sign directed towards guests walking down the path. Over their 2.5 years off-duty, they received a little makeover, with the most notable differences being the red saddle covers painted gold, the re-edition of the original gold tassels, and the reintroduction of their spitting water feature. The ride was actually Adventureland's first edition since the park opened in October of 1971. And although, yes, it did add a ride to the park, it may have not been the best location for a ride since that area in Adventureland can get pretty backed up on busy days. Now, walking through Adventureland from the hub, there is a chance you'll get a little wet when you're approaching that golden camel. By this point, a lot of people visiting the park already know about the camel being able to spit water, but it's really funny watching people walk by not expecting to get wet. Now, while you're on the Magic Carpet ride, if you want to be in the spray zone, make sure you're flying your carpet about midway up. If you want to completely avoid the water, then fly your carpet at the highest it can go. Now, there's a little rumor and myth surrounding who the camel chooses to spray with water, and we're gonna put this rumor to rest. Number 1. The cast member secret. As we said in the introduction of the video, the camels are usually included on many lists about Walt Disney World secrets, specifically that the camels are controlled by a cast member on the lookout for the perfect guest to spray with water. Now, around 2013, this rumor started to gain a lot of steam for some reason. Some people have speculated that there's a cast member in disguise as a PhotoPass photographer, or there's a cast member positioned near the ride's sign controlling it. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this secret and rumor isn't true and is in fact just a myth. The camels aren't controlled by a cast member, and this is based off accounts from current and former cast members, including cast members on the Keys to the Kingdom tour at Magic Kingdom. They're simply just automated camels, like they were in the parade, that turn their head back and forth at regular intervals, spraying guests on the ride and on the walkway. Also, if you always seem to get sprayed with water, that's probably because you walk through the camel's direct spray paths just at the right time when it's about to spit. If you take a look at the walkway in front of the camel, you'll notice isolated wet spots. If it was controlled by a cast member, the wet spots on the ground would be much more spread out and not concentrated in one spot. Although the cast member myth isn't true, the golden spitting camels are still a cool detail of Adventureland. I mean, who knew they crossed through so much Disney theme park history? Camels are known for traveling long distances in the desert, and it's safe to say these camels have definitely traveled miles and miles through multiple decades at Walt Disney World. So, did you know the camel's original home wasn't at the Magic Kingdom? And has it ever sprayed you while you walk through Adventureland? Leave a comment down below and start a conversation. If you have any videos from the Disney parks that you'd like to share with us to be used in future videos, follow the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Click the TPM icon on the screen to subscribe to this channel, and check out some of these other videos which we're sure you'll like.